DVZ gang, what is happening, y'all? Welcome back to some more scary reaction stories. Oh, now listen. I have some good stories. You might like them. No, you are gonna like them. You have no choice. You have no choice but to like them. I will not take no for an answer. Huh? What? You said what? Yes? Alright then, that's what I thought. Now, since we're all on the same page, why don't you just go ahead and grab the snacks. Fluff the pillow. Yeah. And let's get right into this. Let's go. Alright guys, so first video we have for today is called 7 December Horror Story Animated. Now we're not going to get into all 7 of the stories because it's a pretty long video. Alright, maybe we'll get like some more of it later. I don't know, but for right now we're just going to watch like a couple of videos. But this comes from a different channel. This channel is called Martin Animations. All links in the descriptions for the videos we're going to be watching for today. But for right now, let's go right ahead and get into this video. Let's go.
I've been working at this location for 3 years now, and I'm one of the higher-ups. I agreed to take on the overnight shifts because I believe it helps my chances of getting another promotion, and I like to be on my boss's good side. There would only be one employee working the 12 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Hey, listen. If you want to be on your boss's good side, I know a way. I know a technique. I know a technique you could do. I know a technique. All you got to do is make sure you're in the quiet room. Get the candles. Alright. Go ahead and get some champagne, the rose petals. You know, this works on both genders, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe crack open a window. Go ahead, set the mood right. Get some whipped cream, some handcuffs. Oh, alright, yeah. Some maple syrup, some baking soda. So I think a frying pan would be good in this situation. Maybe a little ink pen. Like yellow. If you can find a yellow ink pen, that's the best one. If not, do like purple. Purple's a good one. And then probably get like your lucky quarter.
Come on, man.
Everybody from the 1940s. That's a good one. And already you got the promotion. Thank me later.
As that's all that's really needed. Once the pharmacy opens at 9 a.m., that's when business usually picks up. The 2 employees before me left after I was set up. At my hours, so few customers come in that my job varies from cash register to simply stock working. The beeper at the front door that would go off would alert me when a customer would enter, so I'd know when to go back to the register and wait.
Fancy.
A few hours into my shift, I went back to the register to check my phone, which I had charging, and I had a new voicemail from an unknown number. I pulled it up and listened. It was some weird voice on the other end that I couldn't tell belonged to a male or female, and I couldn't understand what they were saying. Like, the sound quality was terrible. The transcription was unavailable for that reason.
So what did it sound like?
Obviously, I just ignored it because everyone gets weird calls once in a while. As I continued doing stock work, my phone started to go off. I pulled out my phone and saw a bunch of texts from that number that just called. The first text said, "Call back when you can." The second one said, "I know you're at work, I'm coming to visit." The third one said, "What time are you working till?" I had no idea who this could be. I texted back, "Who the hell is this?" The typing bubble popped up for like 20 seconds. Then it went away. They didn't respond to that. Okay. A little unnerving, yes, but I still had to go about my work. Eventually, I heard the ding by the front door, alerting me someone entered. So I went back to the register and waited. I didn't see anyone walking around, though, and I waited there for quite a while, actually. Eventually, I just decided, okay, that's enough waiting, and went back to stocking.
Okay, listen. I'm not gonna keep pausing the video, but like, the only thing that's really bothering me, why the hell is it so dark in the damn store? I understand this is a spooky story and everything, but what, like, get some light. I understand you working late night, but get some light. I know you can't see. You about to trip over like some cosmetics and everything, because goddamn Emily don't know how to put some damn makeup back. She's like, "Oh my god, Mom, I like the makeup. Chad will like the makeup too. He loves makeup. He loves makeup on the girls. I gotta press Chad." And then Mom was like, "No. And she's like, "Oh my god, And she just like threw it. Next thing you know, you're gonna trip and fall. Next thing you know, you're gonna sue the damn company. And when you sue the company, the boss is gonna get mad at you. You can't do the little special thing you did to the boss. You can't do it no more because you're not gonna get the promotion. You're not gonna do it no more now, are you? Because your legs broke. Because you slipped and fell. Now your buttocks is broken. Damn.
Let's say it was around 2 a.m., a couple hours into my shift. I got a new cart full of items from the back section, this time beauty products, the second aisle in the store.
Emily.
I brought the cart over there and noticed a woman in the corner of the next aisle over,
Emily?
the first aisle. I stepped into that aisle and looked down, asking if she needed any help. She was looking down at one of the products in the corner. She didn't acknowledge me. Didn't know if she heard me or not, but I just felt awkward, so I left her alone. I walked back to the register just to wait there for her to finish up, and then I started getting more texts from that number. I was basically getting spammed with random messages that made no sense.
I hate that so much.
Except one that said, "I'm here." So I said screw it, and I called the number. I heard a ringing sound coming from inside the store, and my heart started beating twice as fast.
Oh, they weren't joking.
With a heavy feeling in my throat. I canceled the call, and the ringing stopped. I brought myself to walk over to that last aisle again, where the ringing was coming from. That woman was still there in that corner. I yelled, "Joke's over, I'm calling the cops, whoever you are." I almost knew it had to be some girl I knew playing a prank on me. I went back around the counter because for some reason I felt safer there. I really didn't want to call the police though.
She's still standing there?
Instead, I called my best friend, who picked up on the first try. I asked him to think of anyone we knew with brunette hair who had my number and would be playing a prank on me like this. He guessed a few names, but based on the body shape of that woman, it was none of them. My friend told me to just stop being a pussy since it was a girl. I told him, alright, whatever.
That has nothing to... Okay.
I was about to suck it up and walk over there when I noticed her, peering half of her head from around the corner of the beauty aisle.
Yo, that is so creepy.
She had to be kneeling down too because the shelf in that aisle is lower than the rest. The first thing I noticed was blood trickling down her cheeks. She was smiling and I heard her making these fucked up laughing sounds. It looked like she cut the skin on her cheeks right next to her lips, and this was when I realized she wasn't our age. She looked like she was anywhere from 30 to 40. I took one step closer and I recognized her. It was this lady with serious mental issues who had DM'd me with a fake account before. As far as I knew, she was dangerous and was supposed to be in some psychiatric center. She must have gotten my number through my Instagram, which I have set as a public figure profile, which includes my phone number. Seeing half her bloodied face peering at me, smiling, made me want to yak. I yelled at her to get away or I'd stab her. Of course, a complete bluff. I ran to one of the back aisles and hid from her, and I only sighed a breath of relief when I heard the beep of the front door go off. I went to go check if she was
brought a friend,
but she wasn't. And so I called 911 and had the police take a report, showed them the CCTV footage, and warned them of her name and that she had serious mental issues. The officers were very nice and told me they'd be in the immediate area in case she returned.
Okay.
I blocked the number she was texting me from, and I like to think the police contacted her family.
Oh, it's still going.
I used to work the dairy aisle in a grocery store.
Oh, okay. All right, this is a different story now. Guys. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna watch one more story from this channel. I'm gonna see how long the story is. Watch one more, then we'll get into some more videos similar to these because I wanted to watch these because, you know, it got a little Christmas vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? Got a little Christmas vibe. So we're gonna watch some Christmas stories. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know.
Job I ever had. A lot of heavy lifting, expired dairy products, and shivering.
Oh, boo-hoo.
The big dairy cooler was in the back of the store, in the area where all the groceries yet to be stocked on the shelves were kept. I would often just chill in the dairy cooler, no pun intended, because the supervisors on duty would never think to check on me in there.
Like, no one left. Like, what?
I'd bring a hoodie just so I wouldn't get cold. Anyway, one night I was working till 10 p.m. The store got quiet past 9. However, Mr. Senko, the supervisor who was a pain in the ass, was on duty. So after stocking the milk cartons one more time for the night, I brought everything to the back area again. On my way back to the dairy cooler to just hide and chill in there, I saw very briefly, for like half a second, the face of someone through the glass of the cooler door. But they either just ducked down or faded away out of my view. Who was in there? I went through the doors to see, and got hit with that blast of cold air and the loud sound of the giant refrigerator blowing cold air into the room.
I just feel that
Boxes,
since you gave that
pallets,
description.
and crates of milk everywhere, but no immediate sight of anyone. There were many places to hide behind the giant piles of boxes, but no one was in there. So I did my usual. I sat on an empty milk crate hidden behind a big pile of boxes.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Whatever comes towards your way, I hope it gets you. I'm being so serious. You deserve it. You really do. You are a lazy piece of nothing, bro. Bro, you, ever since this story started, I automatically did not like you. Because you were saying, the package is heavy, the dairy's not expired. You know how lazy you sound right now? I hope whatever gets you, it gets you. Not get you, like get you, and you like that. But I just hope it just scare you, just so you can go ahead and just learn that lesson.
And suddenly, the lights in the cooler turned off, and it went almost pitch dark, besides the light from outside the cooler coming in through the glass of the door. I had a mini freakout because I thought Mr. Senko knew I was in here and was basically signaling for me to come out. I stood up and came out from around the boxes, and then I froze. Something was blocking partial view of the two cooler doors. There was a silhouette of a really tall person right in front of me. It couldn't be Mr. Senko, he was kind of short. The figure right in front of me had to be a foot taller than me.
Maybe it's a new employee.
The light flickered back on, and the figure I thought I saw right in front of me was no longer there. I nervously walked around where I thought I saw something standing. I even waved my hand through the air in that spot. I somehow felt like I wasn't alone in there.
No
so
shit,
I burst
really?
through the doors and shut the dairy cooler light. I peeked inside now with the light off, but that figure I saw in there just a moment ago was still gone. I threw my apron off and clocked out early.
Yeah, have an apron on.
Mr. Senko would be mad. I just needed to get out of there.
Excuses.
That was the one paranormal thing to ever happen in my life.
Alright guys, so for our next video we have is called 5 Black Friday / Christmas Horror Story Animated. This comes from a channel called Mort. Now obviously we're not going to watch all 5 just like how we didn't watch all the videos from the last video we just watched. But we are going to watch some. Just a little bit. Depending on how long they are, I just want to go ahead and watch some videos because they were related to like December and Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It's December, Christmas right now. Put 2 and 2 together. 2 + 2 = 4.
Back when it was originally released, I really wanted to get my hands on a new Xbox One X. You know the one. It was 4K ready with a considerably faster processor. So
Wait, the Xbox One X. Is that the one that came out? Is that the one that came out recent, or the one that came out 7 years ago? Which one is that?
I tried absolutely everything in my power to get one as immediately as I could. My local Walmart was having one of those Black Friday sales, and like so many others, I stood patiently in line, waiting to try and beat the rush to grab one. But I was nowhere near sprightly or fortunate enough to actually get one that way. So after failing to get one in person, I then tried getting one online. But as rapidly as I wanted one to own, the users who were reselling them were asking way too much money, and I simply couldn't afford to shell out double, or sometimes triple the price. After weeks of trying to find a way to get a hold of one, I had to come to the conclusion that it just wasn't to be. It was then that I had something of a stroke of luck. Although I had resorted to Craigslist in my desperation, I did actually find someone that was selling their Xbox One X at no more than the original buying price of the console.
Bullshit.
Naturally, I was skeptical.
No.
For the life of me, I simply couldn't fathom why they would do something like that.
Exactly.
But one thought overrode all others. If I didn't put in a bid now, someone else would, and I could kiss my chance of owning a One X goodbye. I immediately emailed the seller and let them know that I was very interested. Not only that, but I had the cash on hand and was ready to go.
Oh, you won't pay for it in person.
I also offered to pay for gas or whatever it would take to get the console delivered to my door.
Oh my god.
I figured that would be a pretty appealing offer to someone who I guessed was just strapped for cash around the holidays. I was stunned to get an almost instantaneous response, stating that they did still have the Xbox and were in fact still waiting for a proper bid from a serious buyer.
Yo, listen. I know they don't mean to do this on purpose. But whoever animated this, they just make the guy look so creepy. Why is he just holding and flashing the money out like that? Why is he looks so creepy.
They politely asked for a delivery address so they could bring it over as soon as possible.
Oh, don't bring it to your house.
I was sort of hesitant to divulge such personal information and asked if it would be a better idea to first meet in public since it was much safer that way. I'll be honest. I wasn't too pleased with the idea of a total stranger coming over to my house.
I don't don't think nobody should.
That he was going to be very busy running holiday errands all day, and that there would only be some pretty specific windows of opportunity to drop it off. It would be much more convenient for him if he was about to come over to my house. I was still not particularly ecstatic about the idea, but oh man, I really wanted that new 4K Xbox. So in the end, I agreed and texted the dude my home address. I figured it was safer than me going over to his place. At least this way I'd be on home turf. I was so happy and eager to get my hands on that new console, and that excitement only grew as I began waiting for the guy to turn up.
Alright, we get it. You're about to have an orgasm over the
His
console,
sweet
okay?
time. I mean, hours and hours passed by before I began to suspect that he wasn't going to actually show. Around 1 in the afternoon, 4 hours after he was due, I was seriously losing my cool, thinking it was a prank or something.
Losing my cool.
I tried texting
like
the guy back,
nowadays?
asking him where he was. Previously, I had gotten pretty timely responses from the guy, but this time I didn't hear a single thing from him. By 6 that evening, I just lost all hope. I assumed that he got a better offer from someone else and didn't have the heart to tell me he picked a new buyer. I was disappointed, more than words can possibly describe. I got myself so psyched, and I can't even tell you how deflated I was. It's one thing not to have gotten the item from the store. I could come to terms with that. But I was so close to having one in my hands, it sucked having my hopes dashed so cruelly like that. And that didn't mean I'd given up entirely. So for the rest of the night, I kept looking around on Craigslist and other sites to find a new Xbox One X that was within my price range. But as I was getting ready to wind down for bed, I heard something. At first I had dismissed it as the wind or something, that it was maybe just my imagination. But then I heard it again. Someone knocking. Not at my front door, but lightly on the TV room window.
Did you give away your address?
I walked up to the bedroom window and peered out into the driveway, seeing this strange-looking dude at my front door, looking around as if checking the coast is clear. I'm suspicious, but I go downstairs to see what he wants.
Alright, that's suspicious.
He identified himself as the guy who had the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Apologized for being so late and explained he had gotten backtracked with errands during his day. Then, he casually asked if I still had the money. I opened the door all the way, but still kept the screen door closed as a precaution.
Good.
Something just didn't feel right, like at all. I told him that, yeah, I still had the cash on me, but I didn't see that he had anything with him, so I calmly asked if he had brought the Xbox with him, like if it's still in his car or anything. As expected, he told me it was out in his van. He told me to get the money and come out to the van with him, and he would get it for me. I let him know that I wasn't really comfortable walking out to his van, but he seems to understand and tells me it was all good.
Yeah.
I briefly look over the guy's shoulder and see that there is in fact someone else sitting there in the van.
Oh, hell no.
Not only that, but the dude at my door has been keeping his hands concealed in the little front pouch of his hoodie the whole time while talking to me. And there was definitely something more than just his hands in there. Don't ask me how I could tell. I just could. You know when you just get a gut feeling about something? Yeah, that. I tried to stay as chill as possible,
not really good.
I lied to him that I'd just go fetch my wallet and return in a minute.
Yeah.
His mood immediately changed as I closed the door in his face before locking it. I then make the split-second decision, better to be safe than sorry, so I pull my phone out of my shorts and dial 911.
That's a big behind phone.
But as I do, I heard a loud thud on my front door, then the sound of the van's engine revving before it zooms off into the night. When I went to check and see if he had damaged my door, I nearly peed my pants when I saw a rusty old hatchet buried in the wood. I was right that he had something in his sweatshirt.
That was in his
Go out to
sweatshirt?
the van with him. Be careful.
That was in his sweatshirt? That was in his sweatshirt? That was in... That... Ah, my head hurts. Just keep playing the video, Larry. Keep playing the video.
You're buying from folks. You never know who's behind the username.
Guys, I know... Am I yelling? I feel like I'm yelling. because I have these headphones on, and like I don't know if let me just take them off. I feel like I was yelling, but I know how desperate we get when we want to get the PS5. I don't even have the PS5 right now. All right, I'm a PlayStation fan, like I said. I'm not in like the desired need. My friends were like, they were just like spamming Walmart, just trying to get it. A couple of my friends got it. Some people did, and they were mad, you know, blah blah blah. But I'm not in desired need. You can wait, especially right now. Like with the systems out right now, they're basically like prototypes, you know? They're like guinea pigs, or you're the guinea pig, you know? They're trying to make sure everything is all smooth and sailing, because you're going to have those bugs and problems. Just wait. It'll be okay, you know? You don't have to be that cool kid to be like, oh, I got the PS5, I got the Xbox, oh my god, look at me, I'm so cool. Because it's not going to check nobody. It's not going to check no girls, or whatever. It's not, you know?
About 10 years ago, I graduated college, was unable to find immediate work, and got pretty desperate around Christmas time. So I took on the iconic role of Santa Claus at my local mall. But since Christmas is probably my favorite holiday, I never had a problem getting into character.
Alright, that's
well,
good though.
Thanks to my love of pizza and beer, I've never had a problem looking the part either.
Oh, I'm about to, what's
All it
pizza
took
beer
was
to
the
do with
addition
this?
of one of those glossy fake white beards and the iconic red suit
Hey!
itself.
Guys, this right here is not Santa Claus. We know that. This right here is not Santa Claus. But Santa Claus is real. He's real. Alright? He is. I saw him. I saw that. As a matter of fact, now I'm gonna bring this up. As a matter of fact, Santa, I know you watch my videos. You see me when I'm sleeping. You no. I ain't trying to hear all that right now, bro. I know you be stalking me. Alright? I know you do. So just right there, I wanna go ahead. I wanna talk. Santa. Listen. I'm not mad at you. I'm not. Alright? But I asked for a Dr. J jersey. Alright? I asked that for about like 3 years ago. Alright? I said I wanted a red one to match my all red Jordan 12s. That's what I said I wanted. I said I'm a medium in men's. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. Alright? I said I wanted some other shoes. Didn't get it. I wanted Saints Row 4. You got me Saints Row 3, but I wanted Saints Row 4. I had to wait till my birthday. Santa, listen, we'll talk later. Just know. Santa, just know. We'll talk later. Why do I have a ruler? Wait, that was trying to, like, I wasn't. Wait, I don't know why I had a ruler in my hand. No, not what you're thinking. It's not what you're. I'm just upset, and therefore it's not because I. Let's continue with the video. I gotta edit that out. Oh God.
And I was making myself feel festive just by looking in the mirror. I had the voice down, the suit, the beard, and if I'm being honest, I was pretty proud of how good a Santa I was. Outside of the holiday season, I now work as an admin assistant for a shipping company. Not exactly the most exciting job in the world, but it pays all right.
Yeah.
So when the annual opportunity to don the red suit and make some kids smile comes around, I jump at the chance. However, during my time on the job, the most valuable lesson I learned was that you can never, ever promise the kids anything. There will be some children that ask for unrealistic gifts for Christmas. Some are just impossible to procure, like, I want a dragon, a horse, a tank. But sometimes they'll ask for other things that are a little more sensible,
Like
just
what?
way out of their parents' holiday budget. So I'd learned to give them my best, Santa will try his very best for you, before moving the topic of conversation onto something else.
Let's go on.
Christmas last year was pretty rough, though. Mainly because I had made the decision to make it the final one I'd play Santa. But it was rough for other reasons, too. I'd developed quite the working relationship with some of the mall employees, both short and long-term, so it was quite emotional when I announced that I'd be hanging up the Santa hat to spend more time with my family around the holidays.
Oh.
Anyway, Friday, December 22nd.
I thought he meant when he said I was working on some relations with the mall employees. I thought he was like trying to get it in was someone other than Mrs. Claus. That's what I thought. She gets a did you get? Is that service? Relations.
Was my last shift before the switch over to the new guy playing Santa Claus, and the mall was way busier than expected. I mean, it always gets pretty hectic the closer you get to Christmas.
Santa, why you staring so hard?
I've never seen anything like it in all the years I've been playing the role. This final day of festivities was
why do you
easily
keep
the
pasting
toughest one to
packet?
date, as I knew after that day I'd be moving on from playing Santa Claus. I know this seems kind of suspect. Most people feel liberated when they leave a job like that. But, at the risk of sounding sort of sappy, I didn't have many good Christmases growing up, so I felt like a lot of the festive spirit was me making up for lost time. They say that time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
There never was a truer word said.
Yeah.
That last day flew by quicker than I could have ever expected. 1 minute it was lunchtime, the next the sun had set, and it was fast approaching the time when I'd have to wrap everything up. But just as I was beginning to leave, I noticed a little girl slowly approaching me.
Oh, what's wrong, little girl?
Why, hello there, little one.
What's wrong, little Sally?
Where are your parents? I kept the voice on, giving her my warmest Santa smile. She didn't say a word. She just gave me this tired look and kept walking toward me with her arms held aloft, as if she wanted to be picked up.
Sorry, let me
I looked around for her parents, but I didn't see...
I don't promote hitting people. I don't promote violence. That was a joke. YouTube, that was a joke. YouTube, that was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was that was a joke.
One that was obviously accompanying her. So I picked the little girl up and plopped her down on my lap, just as I'd done 1,000 times before.
You was real quick to do that, weren't you?
What might your name be, young lady? My name is Holly.
Ah, I was
Holly.
close. I said Sally.
Well, I never. What an adorable festive name. The Holly and the Ivy is one of my favorite Christmas songs. And may I ask, what is your last name, Holly?
Donachie. It's
Are you
Donachie.
asking for last names?
I nodded to the nearby mall security to have the name Holly Donachie broadcast over the mall's speaker system.
Okay.
That way her parents would come and find her. No doubt they'd be extremely worried at this point.
That's pretty smart.
But all the while this was happening, I would keep her company. And what is it that Santa can get you for Christmas, Holly? Again, she didn't answer. She looked off into the distance as if she were staring at nothing, like the 1,000-yard stare you hear about NAM vets having.
What?
She then looked up at me with the saddest set of blue-green eyes I'd ever seen. All I want for Christmas is a friend.
Aw.
I was
Listen, Holly,
dumbstruck.
Sally, whatever your name is.
In all my years of playing Santa Claus, I'd never had any kids say they wanted a friend for Christmas. It was absolutely heart-wrenching. All I could think to do was pat her on the head. Well, I can be your friend, Holly.
Hell no.
Santa Claus will always be your friend. And I'm sure a little girl as lovely as you will have no trouble finding herself a friend. She gave me a weak smile, hugged me, and then hopped down off my lap. I tried to stop her from just running off, but I was hesitant to actually grab her by the arm, lest I upset her. I called her name a few times, but she didn't seem to listen. She just disappeared into the throngs of festive shoppers. I tried to follow, but there was no sign of her. So I started asking around if anyone had seen a little girl, about 4 feet tall, long brown hair, those almost luminous blue-green eyes, kind of a shabby appearance. Not a single person had any idea what I was talking about. It took a fair few minutes for members of the mall's security staff to actually wade through the sea of people and make it to the Santa's grotto. When I told them that she ran off into the department store, they started to become worried. Have any parents showed up looking for her? I asked.
Would she not exist?
Nah, no one. Maybe she just wandered here after getting out of the house or something. Parents don't even know to look here. I was getting increasingly anxious as time went on. I swear to God,
she does not exist, bro.
After a thorough search of the mall and some intense studying of the CCTV camera, there were no signs of little Holly. It was like she just dropped off the face of the earth. I suppose that should have been the last of it, but for some reason I couldn't keep this little girl off my mind. The way she acted when questioned about her parents, compared to how forthcoming she was with all the other stuff I'd asked her, left a really bad taste in my mouth. So, one morning after a dog walk and a little breakfast, I sat down on my computer and plugged the little girl's name into Google.
Oh, you really trying to find this girl?
I didn't quite know what I was expecting to find. Nothing, if I'm being honest, but what I did find absolutely horrified me. December 23rd.
No
Desperate
way.
mother pleads for return of missing girl.
No way.
9-year-old Holly Grace Donachie was reported missing by her mother, Lily Rose Donachie. At the time of her disappearance, the little girl was wearing a blue and white dress, white tights, and said her hair was in bunches. She is approximately 4 feet 2 inches tall, weighing at 60 pounds, and has brown hair and blue-green eyes. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of any missing person, please contact the Suffolk County Police Department at 617-635-1100.
I feel so bad if I was him. That was your chance, man.
I was stunned. I just saw her a few weeks before on the 22nd. Perhaps it was a typo, but
wait, what?
The more I researched, the more uneasy I became.
Wait, hold on. He said she went missing on the 23rd, but he just said he saw her a few weeks ago on the 22nd. So they must have reported. Why are they so late reporting that? Why it took like a couple weeks to report that she's missing? No, never mind. Let's
send shivers down my spine. January 4th. Breaking. The remains of the missing 9-year-old girl, Holly Donachie, were found today.
No way, she's not dead.
January 4th, in a wooded area about 3 miles away from her home.
No way.
Suffolk County Police are investigating the cause of death, which appears to be an act of foul play. Holly was gone. She died just a few weeks after I met her. And all she ever wanted
was a friend. That's it? You're just gonna end like that? No. You're just gonna end like that? Alright guys, so last video we have for today is called The Kitten in the Box. Brought to you by Wancy Entertainment. The greatest of all time. Just is. Don't at me. Or you can because it's my channel. Duh. But anyway, let's go right to this video. Let's go.
I was playing with my dog Dorn in the front garden and my parents were in the house. Dorn was very playful. Whenever I threw the ball far away, he always chased it and returned with the ball. He was my best friend at the time.
Aww.
Anyway, a car with a small trailer suddenly pulled up in front of my house. I couldn't see the driver's face though. There was a woman in the car, and she had brown curls of hair, a narrow face, and dark eyes. Her eyes rested on the girls who had been playing around that place, and soon she had a benevolent smile like a mother smiling at her child.
Oh, okay.
From then on, I had lost interest and continued to play with Dorn. Meow! At that moment, I heard the quiet sound of a cat in my back, and that immediately caught my attention. The woman got out of the passenger seat and opened the door to the caravan. My eyes were fixed to the woman, and the girls also looked at the woman, who took a box out of the caravan. She took something out of it, and I could see a small gray kitten. My eyes started shining, and the other girls were delighted at the same time.
So she just pulled up in your neighborhood and just...
Who wants a kitten? Without hesitation, the girls scrambled straight to the woman. When they stopped in front of the trailer, the woman went inside and said, "Come in. It can't run away in here."
Nah.
She laughed out loud. At first, I had to fight against my curiosity and my love of animals.
Yeah,
my
good
parents
job.
always said to me, "Do not talk to strangers." However,
Well, that's
I was
what smart
in front of my
parents.
house, and if something happened, I only had to shout and run inside the house.
No.
Besides, I wasn't alone. The other girls were there too. Finally, I thought maybe the woman was one of my neighbor's friends. So I ran towards the caravan.
Oh my god.
However, Dorn started to bark out loud and ran after me with a growl. I stopped and looked at him in confusion. He was a sweet dog. But this time, he rushed past me and even pushed one girl over who was about to get into the caravan to the ground. The woman in the trailer looked shocked for a while. Then her eyes narrowed into slits, and she slowly disappeared into the darkness. I was speechless at that moment, and the girls started to burst out crying.
For what?
All of a sudden, a head stuck out of the shadow of the trailer door. It was that woman, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. She was literally drooling from her mouth, grinning eerily.
Ugh.
Then she yelled, "An evil child must be punished." Fear ran through my veins. I could see that she had a knife in her hand. She reached out her other hand towards me,
Oh,
but
hell
Dorn
no.
jumped up at that instant and bit her arm. Blood spurted everywhere. Screams resonated from our necks, and only then, Dorn let go of the woman's arm. It was like he stood in front of us to protect us from her. The woman started to talk to herself, cursing and staring at me like a witch. Then she disappeared into the trailer, giggling madly. As she slammed the door, the caravan pulled away. Before she ran away, she threw the box towards us on the street. When I looked at the box, one message caught my eyes. A sweet reward for evil children. That was exactly what I read on the box.
You better not open
Soon
that thing.
after, my parents and my neighbor's parents, who heard our desperate screams, came to us. I've never been so happy to see my parents. Then the box suddenly came across my mind. Worrying about the kittens, I ran to the box. But I found that something was wrong when I opened it. There were dead kittens, and a device that played the recorded sound of kittens inside. Later, the police arrived, and after their investigation, it turned out that the criminals were a couple who had been kidnapping little girls in the area. Since then, I've always been careful while I'm outside and never talk to strangers.
Hey, that was a good story. That was a good story. I gotta give it to you. That was a pretty good story. All right. Hopefully, everyone learned their lesson. God damn, where can I find a dog like that? I didn't mean a dog like that because my dog, she just ready to kill me. I mean, she loves me, but like, where can I get a dog like that? That dog is like freaking. That dog needs to be on the Avengers. The way how he just saved all y'all lives like that. That dog needs to be like freaking saving lives right now. What is going on? Alright guys, but that's gonna just about do it for these little short stories that we had. I just wanted to, get some little Christmas horror stories. And I am gonna do some more Christmas horror stories, because it's not Christmas time yet, but it's coming up, you understand? But we already get some more stories, and if you guys want to go ahead and hit the like button if you guys want to see some more stories. But until next time, hey. Somebody got the channel? Alright, okay? Deuces.